Hey guys, and welcome to a new series. This is going to be Let's Play Warlock Master of the Arcane. So this is a game, if you're not familiar with it, that went kind of largely unremarked as far as I remember in a Paradox bundle recently that I bought because it had, a bunch of games that I was interested in. But this one, I kind of installed it on a whim because it looked fun. I saw an old video of it, and it is a lot of fun. This is like a strategy game. It's kind of Civ-like, but very military focused, and I've been playing it. And my main problem is it's been a little bit too easy for me, but I've been having so much fun. I thought it would make a good series because the interactions with the AI are pretty fun, and it's just a funny sort of it's interesting interacting with the AI and seeing how they react with things. But I'm gonna get it a little over my head here. I'm gonna play it on Impossible. This is like my third time in the game, so this might be a big mistake. We're going to play with max number of everything, basically. I'm not a huge fan of the water system in this game. It basically just slows you down a lot. So we're going to play Great Land, which means that there is water, there are large lakes and stuff, but there's not going to be ocean separating me from my opponents, which I like a little bit better. And we're going to go with a cylindrical map, so it wraps around on the side. So we're going to go with Impossible. And that kind of adds a little bit more water as well, because there can be like a gulf of water on one side of the map. And if you want to, you can sail across it, or you can stay on land. But I just feel like, yeah, the water combat is just not that strong in this game. As far as like having to put a whole army into the water and get them across it. It'll take you like 4 extra turns for no real reason. Let's go ahead and customize our character. So I definitely want to be green. And I'm going to be humans because that's what I'm familiar with. And let's go ahead and start this over and see. We probably want, like, casting speed plus 20% is a pretty big deal late game, so we'll get that. 20% extra. Humans are pretty good with money, and I think food is going to be the second most important thing for us. So we get 20% more food to help us feed our army, and then it looks like we have enough for a couple of spells, maybe just one spell. We could have, oh man, Firestorm's really strong, Summon Imps is really strong. I think it's going to be between those two. I think I'm going to go with Summon Imps, because that lets you like make a fairly strong unit wherever you want, so that lets you kind of get a fight started if you need to. And we're going to be on the hugest type of map, and we're going to be on impossible difficulty with a ton of opponents. And let's just start it up. This is the most crazy game that I have set up so far. And, hopefully it goes okay anyway. But I think at the very least, this will probably be pretty fun, even if I do fail miserably. Alright, so we're starting off. We've got some wild ratmen over there, and we start out with rogues and hunters. We definitely want to start recruiting another unit as soon as possible. And we're just going to send these guys over there and shoot at the wild ratmen. And then we'll, like, position these rogues so they're kind of ready. Yeah, we can't go in there and attack them with the rogues yet. But we'll just, set it up. We also have to research a spell. Frost Weapon Enchant is real good. Shadow Bolts, Elemental Resistance. These ones are going to be really good later, but we don't want them quite yet. Jesus Christ, 10 turns to research Shadow Bolt. We should probably hold off on that. Get a lesser Shadow Bolt right now, which is just some single point damage. And we can order construction in our town. So we could get a pumpkin farm for some extra food and mana. We've already got a market, a warriors guild, and a farm. We'd also get a smithy. That's pretty good because it starts, giving all of our units a little bit of extra armor every time we make them. Yeah, I'm gonna go with smithy first off. Actually, if we wait until our town expands just a little bit, we can build it on this forest and not waste a plus 20% food production on that plains, which we'll probably want to use. Oh, this is plus 20%. What the fuck? So apparently this hex right here is snow, which is usually what gives you, well, whatever. We will build the pumpkin farm anyway for some more mana and some more food. That's a pretty efficient thing to build, and that's going to be the end of our first turn, I think. So let's see what these ratmen do. Oh man, they're getting into a fight with a neutral city below us. Oh, they took my... I want that Oh, wait a minute.
Your Excellency, someone has humbly requested your aid.
Hey, so the Ratman hole is still there, so we can still harvest it, I think. I didn't know neutrals couldn't take that stuff. Yeah, totally mine. Alright, so we got 30 gold. I thought those neutrals were just going to jack 30 gold there from, well, not really from me, because they did do the work of killing the Ratman. But, you know. And we've got that. We want to build a craftsman district. My advisor wants me to, and he's, like, bribing me with what should be my own gold. I don't know how my advisor got a hold of 100 gold. That's enough to feed, or to hire a band of rogues for like 50 turns. So it seems like a lot of money. Alright, and we've got monsters coming in from this way. Welp. Let's go ahead and get rid of those guys. So we are immediately a little bit surrounded here by hostiles, but that's kind of what I wanted. Like, in the past, this game has been very, very easy for me. So it'll be nice to have a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, so we've started at the southern edge of the world, we can tell by this little wall here. So there's no reason to expand down there, and we definitely want to take out this city as soon as possible, but I also don't want my rogues too close to that city by themselves. So we'll keep the rogues there for now. We picked up that lost caravan for some extra money as well. And now the city is big enough that we can start using these forests for building, so we don't waste the food production bonus. We've also got some pigs for some extra food there as well. So it looks like our capital is going to be focused on producing food chiefly, which is fine by me. And we can make some peasant settlers. We should probably make some settlers right after these warriors are done so that we can start founding towns and kind of spreading our influence a little bit. Because every town gives us the opportunity to get more income into our city. Alright, so we finished Shadowbolt. Let's see here. Let's pick up... Ah, man, none of these are that useful early game except for Shadowbolt, so I'm gonna fucking research it. And, you know, if we need to, we can spend a lot of mana to do that. This guy was really into the idea of me making a craftsman district, so we're going to do that on some money bonus tiles. And money is good early to have anyway. Oh man, I just realized my DX Story overlay is over the gold counter. That shouldn't be a huge deal. So we've got some warriors, we've got some hunters. Let's go ahead and start moving on this city. We'll keep the rogues back a little bit, and then next turn we can send them all in at once. We've got Shadowbolt, so if we need to, we can cast that to injure an enemy attacking us. Hopefully nothing comes in from this front while we've got our entire 3-man army over here, but it should be alright. And we are, yep, now recruiting settlers, so we've got everything done that we need to. And probably pretty soon we're going to start encountering some rival ancient mages, or ancient mages? Is that what they're... I forget the industry term. Oh, this is going to be real easy. They don't... they seem to have used their only troop to fight those ratmen for me. That's pretty good. We've got a level up here. So on these hunters we could get defense bonus on rugged terrain, which is not super useful, I find, because like the biggest fights that you tend to do are in cities where there isn't rugged terrain. And then wide formation for some extra missile defense, or we could just go for plus damage, and I generally go for plus damage, especially on my early units, because these guys are probably going to die anyway later on, so we might as well do some extra damage with them. And this city is pretty fucked. They only did 2 damage to my archers there. And then now we also have these settlers, so we'll send them out this way and try to found a city like here, and then we can have a nice little area to start out with here, which will be a good start. So we've built the craftsman district, which gives us an extra 100 gold, so we've got a whole bunch of money. We can start recruiting some more warriors, and pretty soon we're going to want to build some other buildings so that we can make some other units as well. But for right now, construction is complete and recruiting is complete. Knew all that stuff already, so let's go ahead and end turn. The neutrals are probably going to, yep, shoot at the archers again. Pretty futilely. And next turn, that city will be ours, and meanwhile, we'll send these settlers over here. If we can get over by these donkeys, then we can get some pretty good units pretty early. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to found my city right here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be allowed to do that, This magic node is good too. I'm not sure if that's too close, so we might have to found it here, right next to this swamp, which is not ideal, but okay. And these donkeys are fantastic because we can build an Order of Stubborn Knights on them, which are a pretty strong early game unit to have if you're lucky enough to find some donkeys. So that's going to be great for us. Again, with these guys, I'm going to get more melee damage as opposed to anything else. We are recruiting. Everything's all good there. We're researching a spell. Later on, there will be a lot more upkeep per turn, but right now it's pretty much just rushing through these turns, getting everything done. There's our city. We're going to have these rogues rest up to regen some health, as well as these archers do the same. Can we build a city here? Too close to another city. Alright. So we're going to have to do it here. Oh, fuck. Okay. Hopefully that neutral city won't notice our settlers sitting out here doing nothing. Rogues very soon, and we can build whatever we want here. Very handy to have a harbor this early on, so we're gonna do that right here, and this will probably be our money producing city as well. What is this? This is a monster city, so that's a little bit backwards because humans are better at producing money and monsters are better at producing food, but that's okay because we're like, this is a kind of an ideal territory for money because we have all this ice around here. There's also some pigs, which will give us a little bit more food, but primarily we're going to be focusing on money from the city, I think. And the harbor is great because if you have a harbor anywhere, then you can like move a unit into water and they get a little boat to move around in, which is really handy in a lot of situations. Not so much on the Great Land, which is like our setup here. Okay, nice. We're allowed to make our city here, but now we're directly bordering this this neutral city. So we're going to come up here and start waging war on them basically immediately so that we can take over. Man, that's a big city. Oh, I would really like those lost caravans as well, so we'll pick those up in a second. We've got some warriors that we'll immediately start pumping toward this battle. We'll recruit some more. Might be good to recruit settlers instead, because we do definitely want to continue colonizing basically as fast as possible, but pretty soon we'll be able to make settlers from these other towns and continue making our warriors over here. We did make a smithy here, right? No, we decided against that. Alright. But for right now, I think that's a good use of this turn. We've done everything we can, so let's go ahead and end turn. These skeletons, no, rats are going to be really pissed off at us. Oh man, they actually killed my my hunters. Fucking assholes, man. Oh well, they are basically dead, so not even going to worry about them at this point. Let's go grab this, come in here, and start attacking the city. They have a fort? Oh, that killed my rogues! Oh man, okay. We gotta be a little bit more cool about this. This city can kick my ass right now. So we're gonna stop feeding them. I am gonna take this lost caravan though, because that extra money is huge. And we're gonna try to bait out their units while we get some more units built, because we definitely need probably, you know, 3 or 4 sets of warriors to take that city out, and we're still gonna take casualties doing that. But that's okay. We can definitely handle some casualties early game. We can produce soldiers pretty quickly.
Received a new request, my lord.
Okay, we can now make a carav, which might actually be a great idea. It does cost 100 gold, and I have 300. And it takes 3 turns to build it, but carav would allow us to bombard this city from the water. It's a boat, like an aggressive boat, but it only has a range of 2, so we wouldn't be able to hit the city with it, so I'm going to decide against that. That's pretty expensive for something that we may only use for taking over one early game neutral city. So let's go ahead and not do that. In here, we're now going to make a smithy, I think, so that we can start pumping out upgraded units that have a little bit more defense. That will be really handy in trying to take over this neutral city. The hunters did not go for our bait here. They're going to stay in there. So you know what? That's fine. We can just wait this out for a little while. You guys assume a defensive posture. We have a new quest. Build a craftsman. Again? I already fucking did that, you asshole. Whatever. Alright, so we'll work on that. Next time we can build something, probably in this city, a craftsman district goes really well with what I'm going for here. We've got the harbor for plus 50%, you know, bonuses. Let's go ahead and end turn here. And basically we're just going to be waiting. Oh, wow. This thing is... Oh, shit. I didn't read it. It said, "Blessed be the day, something something. There's treasure everywhere. Treasure in the form of lost caravans, where we can just loot the stuff that other people had." And they were carrying a recipe for the spell Lightning Bolt. That's a big deal. By the way, I should talk a little bit more about how victory works in this game, because as you see, we're researching these spells, right? And that'll last for a long time. We have many, 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 many turns of research. But there are buildings you can build that give you more knowledge, research points, and those let you make spells faster the more you're getting. And eventually, if you research every single spell in the game, then you can research a spell called Unity that is a really good game engine. No, it unifies the caster with the magic of the world, giving them absolute power. So that's one way to win. The other way to win is through conquering, basically just killing everybody, or through favor of the gods by capturing every holy ground, which are special tiles that are guarded by very powerful neutrals. And if you capture all of those, then you win. But it's unusual to be able to do that without, you know, killing everybody. So we're probably not going to see that victory. Okay, these are warriors. We're just going to basically have everybody hang out here until we have what it takes to take down that city, because as we saw before, it's not going to be easy. But with Lightning Bolt, that's going to help a lot, because we can cast that down on their castle, and then, you know, that'll be good for us. Basically waiting on more warriors, as well as more like expansion of our territory. Let's go ahead and defend. Attention. And you guys move forward, and you guys move a little bit forward. I think that'll allow them, maybe just one more, that will allow them to run in there immediately. Attention. Upon it being time.
The new spell research.
Alright, so we now have Shadow Bolt, which might actually be... Yeah, okay, we can cast that in one turn, so we can use half of our available mana, which is a lot. But we'll do 24 death magic. This is... Why can't I click on that to get more information about it? Oh, I'm pretty sure that that is a human castle. Yeah, that's gotta be human. Oh, they have a gem mine. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so we're gonna go for that for sure. Let's go ahead. Oh, I didn't select my new research. Man, we're getting a bunch of stuff that's better late game. Let's research melee resistance just to get it out of the way. And now I think with Shadow Bolt and more reinforcements coming in from behind, we can start working on this here. We should be able... I'm just making sure... Ah, man. We might have to inch these guys forward a little bit so that they can actually go in and attack on this turn. Because that would be a big mistake if I like just move them in there to get hit without them actually doing any damage. Got research complete, I know. Thank you very much. Smithy is done, so these warriors are going to have extra armor. Shit, we've got spiders coming in to attack our capital, and okay, problem solved. They are not strong enough to not die immediately to my city. We want to make a craftsman district eventually for that quest, so we'll go ahead and first off make a market, so because that's required for a craftsman district, and that's going to give us some more money, which we can use for hiring more units. We're definitely going to build this Order of Stubborn Knights immediately, because the Order of Stubborn Knights lets us recruit very powerful units, like I was saying earlier. They're not like, you know, endgame units, but they're very good for this point in the game. We'll move these warriors in as quickly as we can and recruit some more, so that we can get started on this city. And now we'll just move these dudes in. Ah, shit. Those guys are not going to be able to attack, but everybody else will. And we'll give it the old Shadow Bolt. That's going to severely injure the archers, and they're dead now, so they're not going to be an issue for us. And now we'll just start picking away at that castle and hopefully be able to do it. I've never played Impossible before, but this is already like way harder than one would expect in even the challenging difficulty. Let's move these warriors in. Let's move these warriors out, and we'll have them rest next turn, and we can just kind of rotate them out like that. These guys might die. That would be unfortunate. We've got wolves coming in for the city. Those guys are just dying immediately. But obviously we have some monsters to take care of over this way, and we should definitely do that right after getting this city so that we can kind of expand in both ways from our capital, because the way we lose, by the way, is losing our capital city. So we want to have this kind of buried in the back of our society here, so it's very difficult for anybody to attack it. Let's go ahead and end turn and see what the neutrals do.
You have met
God,
one
that
of your
fort.
rivals, my lord.
We have met one of our rivals? I didn't see anything. Alright, we've got Purple Man. The El Puritster the Eternal. So he's around, and we might get some diplomacy offers from him later on, but right now, probably not so much. God, we might just need to back these guys off. But we'll keep trying here for a little while and see what we can do. But we might have to amass a larger army. Maybe we'll just go this way, because they don't seem interested in taking over Baytown, which was my initial concern, was that they would want to do that.
Clear-eyed and ready.
I feel like if I attack with these guys, then they'll get killed next turn. So I'm going to defend with them instead. This is stupid. I shouldn't be here. Next turn we'll probably move out, unless something good happens for us. But as the castle loses health, it also loses attack power. So eventually we're gonna stop losing units so quickly to it. Let's go ahead. We've got a market done, so that's some more money for us. They are going to attack the warriors that we're not defending.
The new spell research is
These
complete.
guys probably could do with some more rest. These guys need to back off. And these guys need to back off. Alright, so we need at least one more set of warriors, but here they are. So we'll bring those guys in, start making some new warriors, and that castle is low. So if we just let these guys all rest up, get back to full health, and then send them all in to attack, we might be able to do it. We've got our spell done. Ice Ring is really good. That lets you, like, cast a spell on a friendly unit, and then all of the units around it get injured and a debuff that makes it so they move slower and have less resistance, called Frostbite, so that's really good. We can now recruit Stubborn Knights. That's a big deal. So let's look at these guys. They cost 100. They have 20 attack, 45 health, and they have a 4 walking speed. They never retreat either, and they have a lot of resistance in melee and missile. Now let's look at some normal warriors. These guys have a max HP of only 25 and only do 9 attacks. So we've got Stubborn Knights do a lot compared to normal knights, or normal warriors, so that's going to be a big deal for us, having those. And we're going to kind of use those as our rally point for our army, just continue pumping out as many Stubborn Knights as we possibly can, if you know what I mean, ladies. Man, that is such a good city, though. They have gems and gold, so that's going to be like an enormous source of money for us. Because later on you start getting buildings that multiply the gold you're getting instead of like just adding it. So we can, you know, we'll get the gold and the gems, and then we'll multiply that by like 200, 300% and start getting a bunch of money. So that's going to be huge for us. So melee resistance is done. The monsters have captured Pesty Hall. I don't know where that is. That's not going to go away either. And construction is complete. We've got our order of Stubborn Knights, of course. Let's go ahead and end the turn here and just
Yes, my lord.
let these guys rest up.
Attention.
Let these guys get close. Oh, we got purple warriors. Oh man, he had better not take my city from me. That would be so shitty if the purple guy took this city. If that looks like a serious concern, we might have to just declare war on him. We've got wolves coming into our fucking city. We've got a lot going on here. Let's go ahead and move these guys back forward, but not close enough that they'll take any damage here. This swamp is really annoying. And these guys are full on health, aren't they? I can't see their health bar. 24 out of 25. That's fine. So we'll move them in to get ready as well. And then next turn we'll charge again, and we should be able to take it out now. Now that we have 4 warriors together that are all going to have full health. And the city's already weakened. We should be fine. We gave up like rogues and hunters, and oh, speaking of which, God, we could really use rangers. So I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna make a rangers guild. or not rangers, but hunters is what we get initially from the Rangers Guild, and then later on we can upgrade it to get rangers. But hunters are really good. They're ranged units, so they don't take counter-attack damage when they attack, so they're very important for taking cities like this. And it sucks that we lost ours so early. Yeah, okay, so those warriors are walking in there. I don't know if he realizes this is my fucking territory.
Warriors.
Oh man, he's just gonna fucking stand there. These guys need to rest a little bit more. Let's go ahead and attack those guys. Let's level up Furious Charge for our warriors. And here we can start working on other stuff in this town. This is where we're getting our Stubborn Knights, so I want to primarily focus on getting upgrades in this town. So, to that end, let's build a Warriors Guild, which is going to allow us to build a smithy next. We could just use an existing smithy to buff the Stubborn Knights, like if we build a smithy over here, but it would cost money. I can't show you how much because we don't have the smithy yet, but I think it would be like 30 or 40 coins per unit, which is a lot. You know, that's another 50% added to their cost. So it's a very cost-efficient thing to have a smithy in the same town as our Stubborn Knights, so that they can just start off with that buff. And I do believe that is going to be the end of this. Okay, good. Purple Warrior's taken off. Because that would be like a fucking disaster if they stole my city from me. God, these fucking spiders and wolves, man. We should really take care of that. I'm going to have these warriors, instead of rushing into battle, I'm going to have them take these spiders out first. Because that gives them some pretty good experience. So they'll start leveling up. We got to get these warriors out of there or we're going to lose them. But we can replace them with Stubborn Knights. That's a big deal. Look at all that damage the Stubborn Knights just did. It's huge.
Yes, my lord.
And we'll bring these warriors in so they're ready to replace whoever gets low next turn. These guys have to rest, so I'll do that next turn. These guys are ready for a level up, so we'll give them some more melee damage, and that's going to be the end of this turn, looks like. Man, I forgot how quick this game is in the early game. You know, later on I can spend like 5 or 6 minutes a turn just commanding my gigantic army, but for right now, things are moving a little bit slower. Might be a good idea to keep these guys here, honestly, to start fending off the monsters, because oops, we already had warriors queued. You can only queue one unit at a time, and I don't like to queue up a bunch, because there's a good possibility that I might not need that unit by the time it comes, and I will forget that I queued it up. Or, you know, as soon as we can, we're going to start making hunters here instead, because we have plenty of melee units. But regardless, let's go ahead and continue attacking
Warriors.
the city. We'll move these guys up and then attack so that these guys can come in and also attack. Yes! Okay, so there's our city. That's huge. Let's go ahead and we could make a jewelry shop which gives protection amulets which protect from like death magic and spirit magic, I think. Which is okay, but more of a late game thing, I feel. Right now, plus 20 gold is huge because we're only getting plus 4 gold per turn, plus 5 almost. So buffing that up to plus 25 gonna be a big fucking deal. We're gonna build that gem mine immediately, then we're gonna build the gold mine, and then we're just gonna start balling out of control by upgrading our gold in that town, and we're gonna be rich as fuck. Uh-oh, we're actually negative in food. That's gonna be a big problem, so we definitely have to think about building food production next time we get an upgrade. That's actually a huge problem because that's going to stop our towns from growing as quickly if we're low on food. So next time we can build in the capital, we're probably going to go ahead and build on the pigs. And these warriors, again, just defend, be ready for more of the infinite wolves and spiders from that direction. We've actually got a spider nest. We should definitely go and pick that up before it spawns anything more. We can build hunters, but they're going to take food, so it might not be the best idea. Let's wait until we can get a little bit more food production, unfortunately. It would be really good to have a ranged unit, but you know, not going to... Oh, fuck! Where did a fire elemental come from? A greater fire elemental. Ah, fuck, man. If that thing wants to, it can take this town away from me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, it would take me so long to kill that thing. Let's look at this guy. He has 40 hit points, 27 elemental damage per attack, It's huge. He has like enormous resistances. Look at that. The least resistance he has is minus 30% damage to elemental damage. Everything else, like if I attack him with one of my warriors, it's gonna do basically nothing, and he'll one-shot the warriors. So that's like not even an option. Oh man. Okay. How much would we do with this? 24 death magic. He's immune to death magic, so we're not gonna do that. We can do 10 elemental magic. And he's going to mitigate that by 30%, so we'll do about, like, 6 or 7 elemental damage to him. Ah, God. That's, like, hardly going to do anything to him. I really wanted that spider nest, but we're just... What we're going to have to do is make the gambit that if we just run these dudes away, he's not going to be interested enough to come and take over my city. And he'll just walk away. Because that is, like, generally speaking, fire elementals are guarding holy grounds.
Yes,
I was talking about that earlier. So there's probably a holy ground, like, right over here, and he just happened to notice the commotion and wandered over. But if we leave, it's possible he's going to be satisfied that we're not going after his holy grounds, and he'll just back up. So that's my hope. We'll see if it comes through. We've got wolves coming at us over here. There's a lost caravan. So we'll definitely just start moving people over here. And you know, if that guy wants to take over my city, there's really nothing I can do about it because, like I said, he can destroy my entire army. Like, if I attacked him with every unit I had would die, I'm pretty sure. So, no thank you on that front. Shit, we really need money. Or, sorry, we really need food, but this is my money place. And I don't want to start building inefficiently just because of an early game food disadvantage. So, we're going to make a Ratman guild so that we can start making tax offices and shit. And start buffing our money there. And next turn, we should be able to build in our capital, I hope, anyway. We'll see. Or maybe here. We can get some food here as well. That's totally reasonable. But we definitely want to make sure that we're getting our food up as soon as possible. Oh, God. He really wants that city. Stop it. You know, as a ranged unit, this guy can't actually take that city. Which is an interesting situation because I think he'll just, like, perpetually keep it at 1 health and then anything can walk in and take it. Why does he want my city so badly? Alright, we might have to start just casting Lightning Bolt on him every turn until he fucks off. So let's start doing that. Because, yeah, again, 6 damage. Not fantastic, but it's something. And eventually he'll have to be like, oh, I'm really injured. Maybe I'll leave. That's my hope, anyway. Let's go ahead and take care of those wolves. Send our warriors in to get this lost caravan. And immediately back up because there's more wolves over there. There's some gold over there. That would be good to colonize. We should probably make some settlers. Though they take food, don't they? Yeah, upkeep -1 food. After we start building something to make food, then we'll recruit some settlers, because I do want to colonize this area as well, and as soon as possible before other people come in and start doing it. The early game is just like you start off all by yourself and start expanding as quickly as possible, and kind of like the degree to which you're able to expand determines how well you do later on, because you know, that determines like how many resources you have when your borders start bumping up against enemy mages and you start going to war. But anyway, I think this is a pretty good time to end episode 1. We just took this amazing town of Valmorgan, and assuming we can keep it, that is a ton of money for us and could start us off really well here, but we don't know what we're going to do about this greater fire elemental. And we're moving our army now over this way, away from the big scary fire elemental until we can take care of it. And we'll just see what happens, basically. But anyway, that's going to be the end of episode 1 of Warlock, Master of the Arcane. Hopefully you guys enjoy this series. I have no idea. This is very different from anything that I've played on my channel, but I kind of, you know, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and, you know, I've been wanting to kind of try to start recording more of games that I just enjoy playing in my free time instead of trying to, like, cater to the audience that I feel like I've built up. So hopefully, maybe if you guys enjoy the strategy, or maybe I'll find some more viewers who enjoy strategy or something, but I'm having fun. And I feel like that's really important to help keep me motivated to keep making content. So hopefully nobody's too upset about it anyway. Though if you're here at this part of the video, you probably did enjoy it. So thank you for watching. Thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another episode.